So we left off basically. This is the trace table that I have for you to look at. This is part 6 with this. So I'm going to go in. Let me just clean up where we left off a few minutes ago with this last set of tables, just to clear this thing off with it. And I'm going to just change some values about this thing. Change it from J was less than or equal to 3. Let me just change it. What if I change this statement from our previous statement to this right now with it? And then I still keep everything else the same, still increment this thing, still have an outside that sits outside of this loop right now is the NL line with this. So let's see what this thing produces right now. Alright, let's look at this thing. What is I? I is 1, correct? J is what? J is initialized to 1. Okay. This is true. 1 is less than or equal to 4. So you enter the loop. You do an inside loop. So you kick out with your first asterisk is what? Okay, that looks like that. My output to my screen looks like this. Okay. The next part is J becomes what? 2. Plug 2 in here. 2 less than or equal to 1, right? Because J now is 2. 2 is less than or equal to 1, correct? This is false. It goes down directly down here is to N line. Output this thing. You knock this thing down to the next line is here. Okay. J now becomes 2. Oh, hang on. Becomes 2. It doesn't execute anything. It just ends line over here. You come down and exit out. You come out to the loop with it, right? I now becomes what? 2. 2 is less than or equal to 4 is true. You enter J is 1. Again. J is 1. And then you output this thing as an asterisk. So you put your next asterisk right here with it. And output that. J now is incremented from 1 to 2. Correct? Now, one thing I didn't do in the last video with you is every time you change up values like this, you need to strike through it. Okay? This is what the current value is right now. Okay? So, technically what I need to do is to strike through all these values that I have, because the one to the lowest is the memory that's actually the most recent memory in there. Okay? So you have 1 that you kicked out with this asterisk is this asterisk right here. Alright? When J is 1, I is 2, true. Kick out this asterisk. Then you increment J. J becomes 2. I becomes what? 2. You also kick out another asterisk right here. Alright? Now, when you increment J, J becomes what? 3. This needs to be striked out. Here's the other asterisk in here. Right? J becomes 3. 3 less than or equal to 2. 3, 2. It falls out. It goes directly to the N line. Next line down. And then what is your I now? I now is changed to 3. Okay? So this is your 3. So it goes in. It does another 1 asterisk. Right? 2 asterisk. Of course this gets striked out, right? So you have to strike this out. When this is your inner loop with this thing, strike that out. Now, and then you do another one that's 3, kicks it out, because 3 is equal to 3, true. You still kick out another asterisk with this. Now, when you actually do 4, okay, it doesn't kick out any asterisk. You agree? It goes directly to the false, because this right here, J, is 4 less than or equal to 3, which is false. Skips this entire block, N line, this side. That's why you don't have a blank in here. Goes out here, continues on here to make this into incrementing this becomes what? To 4. And then you do the same thing in this thing. You just so 1 2, 3, 4. Okay. Now you realize that when you're J, this is what you're comparing J. You're incrementing I becomes 1, 2, 3, up to 4. And your last iteration of this thing, again, your J is going to go up to what? 5, but it will never make it inside that loop. So every one of these things that you will have an asterisk in here. Oop, not that one. So your second iteration, your third iteration, I kind of left this over here, that becomes, looks like that, and then you do that. Okay, that's your fourth iteration. This is your I. Okay, so these are your number of rows, and you see the number of iteration, how your expression comes out to be depending on this. So this is the output of what this thing looks like right now. Okay, all right.